Hi guys, so I'm going to read All-Star Comics number 13. So I'm going to read this into parts again. Before I've read like the whole video, but I did chop it up, but I edited it so it would be just one long video, some of my prior ones with Justice Society. But I'm going to do it into parts for two reasons. The first is, so you guys can get more videos, because I've been kind of slacking off on the videos lately. And also because it helps my voice, especially because right now I don't have any water next to me. So, yeah, I can take a break when I do like parts, like part one or. But anyway, so All-Star Comics, Shanghaied into Space, another full-length adventure of the Justice Society, featuring your favorites: Hawkman, Dr. Fate, Atom, Sandman, Starman, Spectre, Johnny Thunder, Dr. Midnight, and Wonder Woman. The Justice Society of America. From the heat-bathed globe of Mercury to the ice-encrusted planet Pluto, rocket the mighty members of the new Justice Battalion, sent into space by the enemies of America, who discover that the Justice Society can turn a foul blow into a boomerang. Working as the Justice Battalion, the members of the Justice Society still hold monthly meetings, for the duration, working as a single unit to aid in their nation to victory. And we've already seen the members. Wonder Woman is the secretary, but the honorary members are Superman, Batman, The Flash, and Green Lantern. Unknown to the 8 battalion members, a meeting of a different sort was held in Berlin weeks ago.
I tell you, this must stop. We men are mice. Dot Justice Battalion. They are a thorn in my side. But what can we do? Everything they do, they succeed in. They drive out my spies, beat my soldiers. It has got to stop.
We have tried 1,000 times, but nothing will kill them.
If we only knew what their weak points are. So far, they all seem invulnerable.
This is the point. We do not know how to fight them. The engineer Goodston is here, sir.
Good, send him in.
A time like this to talk to an engineer?
It has something to do with our talk, Goodston?
Ja. I have discovered a way to send a rocket to the moon. I can get it off the Earth, once in the sky with no atmosphere to form a friction. It will go thousands of miles a second.
Must we listen to this Führer? He is a nut.
Ach so, but what will the Justice Battalion do in space?
Ja, if we can shoot them off the Earth. A good idea, nein?
Yeah, oh, sorry.
So imagine it. In space, they will be helpless.
Our great chance. But can you do it?
Come with me. By centrifugal force, I produce an artificial gravity sufficient to raise this rocket off the Earth. My special metal will prevent burning to it to a cinder. Rockets fired with liquid carbonized fuel will send the rocket to space. We will give enough fuel to get to a planet, but not enough to return. Then we are freed of the Justice Battalion.
The problem of interplanetary travel presents two major difficulties. First, how to get a rocket free of Earth's gravitational pull. So remember, this was before the U.S. landed the U.S. landed in space. NASA landed in space on the moon. So this was before that. So, secondly, a fuel to power it whose bulk will not be so great as to preclude its use. These problems have been solved by the use of centrifugal force, sufficient to lift a rocket, and spontaneously combusted blasts in the rocket jets to power it through space.
So you see, it can be done. I will build 7 more rockets, like this one.
While we laid plans to trap these Justice members.
In the months that follow this portentous meeting, spies and laborers work hard.
We have discovered the Justice Society meeting place. Pipelines are being laid to trap them.
This is the last one. Submarines will tow the rockets to America. All is in readiness.
Good, good. So now my enemies will no longer have a Justice Battalion to help them.
Across the broad gray Atlantic, the Justice Battalion holds its regular meeting, not suspecting what has been prepared.
We are ordered to hold ourselves in readiness for a big enemy thrust against vital positions.
The sooner the better. I'm dying for a little action.
Never mind Midnight's side remark, Wonder Woman.
I don't. As the secretary to the Justice Battalion, I know that only official business goes into the records. Where's Dr. Fate? He's usually on time.
I met him on the way. He asked me to tell you that he is busy on a particularly important mission and asked to be excused. As the members discuss the business of the meeting, spies of the totalitarian governments have broken into the building's cellar.
They are there. The doors and windows have been locked with our secret locks.
Good.
We are ready to withdraw the air from the room. Withdraw the air? I thought we were going to gas them.
We are not
Sure, a gas could hurt them, but none of them can breathe in a total vacuum. That is what we do. No living thing can retain consciousness without air. We simply withdraw all air and relapse into unconsciousness.
Cleverly concealed pipes render the room a great airless chamber.
I can't breathe anymore. Neither can I. And Johnny has passed out already.
Yeah, I don't know. I do Sandman's voice like really quiet. It's not because it's hard to kind of display that with emotion. I'll try it again.
Neither can I. And Johnny has passed out already.
One by one, the great fighters for freedom succumb to the lack of air.
Can't imagine what's happening.
Only the Spectre can live without air, but even he must prepare his lungs for a lack of it. And for that he has no time.
We've been tricked, and I, who could have held out, I'm caught like the rest.
quickly. Now to the rocket field. And hurry! If they regain consciousness, all is lost. The shock to the systems will last for a little while, but hurry just the same.
Shall we hurry?
One by one, the members are thrust into the metal cylinders. The doors are banged, tight and clamped.
All is ready. My automatic control of the central fugal apparatus will start them. Then they are gone. Their fatherland and her Japanese friends will launch a great military offensive. And away we go.
Ha ha ha! We have succeeded. The Justice Society is no more.
Go now to inform the Führer by radio.
The 8 spaceships head out into the void, carrying the helpless members to their doom on the planets of the solar system. Most beautiful body in the solar system, the ringed planet Saturn is the 6th in order away from the Sun, and is next to Jupiter in size. Yet, while huge in bulk, she is very light in weight, due to the gases that form her outer atmosphere, 16,000 miles deep. Towards this world, that scientists on Earth reckon is dead, or regard as dead, and dangerous to life, as we conceive it, thunders the Hawkman, helpless in his rocket.
What happened? Where am I? Locked in some prison. How did I get into this rocket? Hey, that's the planet Saturn out there. I must be dreaming. That's it. I'm having a nightmare. Well, I wonder when I'll wake up.
This is no dream, Hawkman. You are awake. Beneath the mighty blanket of gases that shroud Saturn is a thin layer of air, and in that atmosphere a weird bird hovers.
Quack, quack.
An interruption from the sky. Momentarily amazed by the sudden appearance of the rocket, the Awkbirds return to their pursuit.
Quack.
Here's where I get off, and in time to help that chap down there. Can't let those vultures, or whatever they are, kill a man.
As he exerts the might of his rippling muscles, the flying fury is overcome with amazement at the result.
Quack, quack, quack.
Oops. Why, they only weigh a couple of ounces.
Yakos Klano. I am aka President of Arcania. Thank you for saving my life. Uno sukuno.
So that's the translation.
I don't know what you're saying, but this is not the time for words.
Due to the difference in the gravitational pull of Saturn and the Earth, the Hawkman soon discovers that the Awkbirds are so light that they travel incredible distances when he hits them. In turn, his own strength is 100 times that which it was on Earth.
For a nightmare, this is a real blood curler. Bon voyage, birdie.
Yakos Klano fula oto sukunu.
That speech of yours sounds familiar, like the bird language on Earth.
The Hawkman discovers that the vowels and consonants of his Saturnian friend are so like the Hawk language that he soon picks it up.
I was on a visit to Yusult, daughter of Hora, regent of Hora. He is a tyrant, ruling Hora with a harsh hand. We of Arcania believe in rule by the people.
We were having a little set to ourselves about just that question, a fellow named Hitler and his gang against the democratic world. Why not let me help? If this Hora won't let you marry Yusult and threatens to make war with your country, he ought to be deposed.
He's plenty powerful, but so are you.
The visitor from the green planet, Earth, is led before the Akara tribunal.
Trapped by enemies of his own, even as Hora is to us, my friend. Space rocketed here. He has already saved my life and wants to help us.
My own strength has been increased 100-fold by Saturn's lesser gravity, so that I can exert the power of a crushing army. Perhaps I can enter Hora and bring their ruler to terms.
We cannot oppose this generous offer. Our gratitude will be everlasting, whether you win or lose. Akka, and I go with you.
Lamps of radium. Do you realize that on Earth, radium is so valuable it is used in the millionths of a gram?
It can also cause cancer. Anyway, but
And here we are
rich in it. It is as plentiful as water. You guys understand what I mean, he's right next to it. Well, I think that's only for like a prolonged period. I don't know. You guys can correct me in the comments if like if you have immediate exposure to radium, it would give you cancer, or if it would be prolonged exposure. I'm not sure.
If we can get to Yusult, she will help us.
Then that will be our first attempt.
Master of Hawks on Earth, Hawkman finds that on Saturn, the great flying birds speak the universal language of feathered creatures.
Weak greetings from your distant brothers.
Wait, I knew you were one of our race when I saw your wings.
They begin their long journey towards distant Hora.
You speak just as the birds do. Incredible.
I have an idea. Listen.
High over the towers of the enemy Hora, the flying fury whistles shrilly.
Wheat, feathered brethren, rise and flee, your masters, I command you.
In the riding stables, great excitement prevails.
Hey, come back here! No one gave the signal to rise.
They're all leaving. Dismounted, the Horan cavalry will fear an attack from Arcania.
You, who wear the wings of birds, what do you want?
Shh. I have come from Akka. He wants to make peace and asks for your help. With my increased strength, these bars come apart like butter.
At the predestined rendezvous,
if I can overcome Hora, the revolt will fail.
I will rally my loyal men around me.
So be it.
Hora will be holding court at this hour. Here's where I start suing.
Or swing. It should be swinging, right? Yeah, it says suing. Anyway, but,
Take them away. Since they believe in free government, they must die. Here's one believer in liberty and democracy who won't die. The flying man my soldiers told me about.
Save our leader from the flying man. Draw your swords, pierce him.
My, such cutting remarks. You had this coming to you a long time, Hora.
After felling the rebel leader, he whirls to face a line of bristling sabers.
Uh-oh. Looks as though I've drawn a full house in this game.
A surging tide of young warriors momentarily sweeps him off his feet.
Come one, come all.
But the superhuman strength he has on Saturn stands Hawkman in good stead.
I wish the rest of the Justice Society could see me now.
Halt! Halt! All Hora has fallen. The falling flying birds are gone.
Ysolth's men will join Arcania, if you do. All right, we will surrender. It is no disgrace to you lose to the mighty winged one.
You've done what none of us could do. You saved us from a civil war that might have meant the destruction of our race. A leaden chest of radium is placed aboard the rocket to be used to combat disease on Earth. Yeah, that's not a good idea. It is the wish of my subjects that you take this to help the people of your planet. And so, off for Earth, millions and millions of miles away, the planet Uranus, discovered by Herschel in 1781, was the first planet ever discovered by telescope, and it cannot be seen by the naked eye. Its year is longer than 80 of ours, and it possesses 4 moons, far larger than the Earth. It is nearly equal to Neptune in bulk. Towards this cold and distant globe rockets the Sandman spaceship, bearing him towards what fate? On the great expanse of this cold world's frozen plain stands a mighty city. In that city dwell creatures of solid crystal. In the palace, Ulala, the king, slumbers fretfully.
His dreams are troubled. He thinks of Kafta, the evil one. Aye, you'd think he saw his doom. Well, Kafta may get us all yet.
So he's asleep. In that strange realm between the living and the dead, the world of dreams wanders Ulula.
So cold, so barren of warm, living life that my ancestors knew millions of years ago. Here blooms no flower, no fruit, naught but ice. A comet, rushing and speeding towards me. What can it portend? That hot visitor from space. It just missed me. Perhaps Kafta tried to murder me, as well as my poor people. Flowers. I have never seen them, but I have heard of them. This must be a great blessing for me, this comet. Call the royal astronomer at once. I want to learn the meaning of my dream. Oh, your majesty.
A blessing will fall from the skies, Ulala. We must watch for it.
I see it.
The telescope's eye reveals the Sandman's rocket ship. As he opens the door of the ship, the man of might chokes with the sudden rush of cold and vacuum.
No air to breathe. It's so cold. This is the end.
But he finds a staunch friend in Ulala.
Bring the ancient Oxago tank from the museum. This man is shaped like our ancestors. Perhaps he can use it. Greetings, man from another world.
Say, I can understand you.
How can that be? I am pure brain encased in a crystal body. My brain can understand yours easily. We have been developing our minds for the past 1,000,000 years. Woo, that should make you mighty clever. Not clever enough to cope with Kafta, the evil one. He destroys all my people with his poisons. Aha, dirty work at the crossroads. Right up my alley. What's the story? Your brains have a queer method of expression, but I follow you. Kafta has invented a gas that destroys the crystalline formations in our body. Our brains feed on the energy of the crystals. Without them, we die. Kafta demands tribute. I refuse it. Now he threatens my destruction and that of my people. You leave that baby to me. I'll bring him around. No, don't bring him here. Oh, I see. Another queer way of saying you will beat him.
That evening, the Sandman learns the ancient history of the planet Uranus.
Like your Earth, Uranus once was gay with life, but as the ages wore on, we drew farther and farther from the sun. It grew colder. Flowers and plants died without sufficient sunlight. Our forefathers were desperate. At last they discovered a way to feed the brain by energy from the crystal. We have crystal minds far under the surface and replenish our bodies at need. In other words, we are composed only of brains encased in crystal. We need no air as you do, but once our ancestors used oxygen suits, such as you wear. I'm mighty glad you have them and are able to extract oxygen from ice. Otherwise, brr.
Late at night, Ulala tells the man of might where Kafta can be found.
South of here, in an ancient sea bottom. But what can you do? I don't know yet, but I'll soon find out.
Next morning, the Sandman sets forth in an odd flying vessel.
I'm to watch out for the gases that will eat away crystal. Uh-oh. Think I see it already. 2 poor fellows caught in it. What can I do? Oops. Well, I guess I don't need that.
As the man of dreams rushes to aid the crystal men, the thongs of his sandbag accidentally open, and the sand falls out. But before his eyes, a miraculous change occurs.
Why, the sand is absorbing the gases. This silicate in the sand must react towards that gas, whatever it is.
You have saved us. Can save all of Uranus.
And I'll do it now, if you show me where I can find Kafta.
Kafta
cannot be hurt because he dwells in the sea bottom, which is all dead sand. His propulsion pipe allows the gas to scatter. I'll need some sand for this little job. This is going to be a real surprise party. I'll bet he thinks he sees the family ghost. Since glass is made from sand, the Sandman ought to be able to break a glass door. Ah! A blow on that crystal head of yours will momentarily paralyze your brain, I hope. You won't do any more gassing when I get through with you, big boy.
Who are you?
I'm a greeting card that Eulala sent.
Then tell Eulala I do not carry my brain in my head. It is in the middle of my body. Now to finish you!
I heard a lot of men say that, and I'm still hanging around.
This chemical won't hurt my chemically treated crystal body, but it will finish you!
Sand, don't fail me now.
Scattering the silicate dioxide that is sand, the Man of Fury darts in for the finish.
Good thing you aren't made of shatterproof glass.
He returns to Eulala with helpless Kafta.
You've done it, even as my dream foretold. The heavens brought me fortune. Can't escape dreams, even on Uranus, can I? But I'm glad.
With his rocket fuel replenished by crystal atoms, he sets off.
Take this crystal in reward, Sandman. It can cure brain disease on Earth. These books explain its use. Thanks, Eulala. We can use cures of all kinds down on Earth right now. Especially a brain cure for a couple of dictators in Europe.
Back to Earth goes the Sandman.
What's more natural than to study the crystal and do some stargazing to find out how I ever got into this thing.
And that's the end of part 1. So yeah, sorry if this part wasn't as good as my last video. I haven't read in a while. And we hope you guys enjoy this video. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be appreciated. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later.